Are you tired of losing mobile phone signal? Or if you've been in a rural area or a beautiful landmark and not been able to video call home? Or maybe you take a lot of hands-free calls around the country and forever losing signal as you bounce from cell tower to cell tower? Well, that's about to change for 7 billion 4G/5G phone users. And in this video, I'm about to show you which company I'm investing in that I believe is going to have the edge on this market. So on today's video, we're going to be doing a full breakdown on AST SpaceMobile and why I like this stock. In this video, we're going to break down who the CEO is. We're going to look at the fundamentals of the company, the ownership, and we're going to look at the financials. And if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. And we do a competition. Every milestone that we hit on the subscribers, we then do a giveaway and give away back to some subscribers. So thank you very much, and let's get into the video. So let's look at the man behind the magic, Abel Avalon. Abel is the chairman and CEO of AST SpaceMobile and has been since day one. Founding the company back in May 2017, he led it all the way through its public listing on the NASDAQ. Born in Venezuela, now a US citizen, Abel holds a Bachelor in Electrical Engineering from Simon Bolivar University. He's not just a business guy, he's a technical mind too. He's a co-inventor on over 20 US patents, mostly focused on satellite communication and phased array technology, the same kind powering AST direct-to-phone satellites. But this isn't his first rodeo. Before AST, Abel founded Emerging Markets Communications EMC in 2000, a satellite service company that he scaled up and sold for 550 million in 2016 to Global Eagle. After that, he served as President and Chief Strategy Officer at Global Eagle before jumping full-time into building AST. At AST SpaceMobile, Abel has led from the front, raising big capital from partners like Vodafone, AT&T, Google, Rakuten and Verizon. He's also the architect behind the company's flagship innovations, like the Blue Walker 3 prototype and the BlueBird constellation now in orbit. On the global stage, he's been appointed a commissioner with the UN's Broadband Commission, which works on expanding internet access worldwide. He's picked up awards like Satellite Executive of the Year and Satellite Transaction of the Year, recognition both his technical and business achievements. Why does this matter? Because AST isn't just some speculative satellite play, it's being led by someone who's done this before, scaled, exciting and now building again. Abel blends deep technical know-how, entrepreneurial grit and global vision. He's not just running a company, he's shaping a new category in telecom, which sounds like fantastic news for us. So as we can see here from the key highlights, we've got some very promising partnerships towards the bottom of the page here. And in the top left corner, you're going to see their Block 1 satellites and their Block 2 satellites, which we'll cover more of in a moment. So they've announced multi-provider satellite orbit launch plan with 5 contracted launches over the next 6 to 9 months. Advanced space mobile network commercialization efforts with expected second half 2025 revenue opportunity of 50 million to 75 million, which is sound. Activation of two-way video broadcast calls with AT&T, Rakuten, Mobile, Verizon and Vodafone using unmodified smartphones on the space mobile network enabled by Block 1 BlueBird satellites in orbit today, which we'll cover a little bit in a bit as well, and continue to make strong progress on regulatory approval and spectrum related topics with partners and key industry groups. Robust balance sheet with 874.5 million in cash equivalents and restricted cash as of March 31st 2025, with continued access to diverse capital markets, which we'll also cover soon. So some of the notes that I've made here: the Block 1 BlueBird is one of 5 at first that went up in September 2024, so there's 5 of those in orbit at the moment. These give you 4G and 5G coverage. The Block 2 is the newer, bigger model, which is due to be going up in July 25 onwards. After July, the plan is 6 months towards the plan is 6 a month towards Q3 roughly. By 2028, they plan to have 243 of these Block 2s in orbit. Could be delays for licenses, etc., but the target is still July, but there is no launch date as of yet. Now, is this bullish for partners like Vodafone, AT&T, Verizon and Rakuten Mobile having this type of handle on something like this that other providers don't have, like T-Mobile as Starlink? So they're locked in there. But obviously, if these guys have this edge where they're able to have consistent coverage worldwide, is this going to give them where they're going to draw in more business and make their individual stocks look more attractive? Because it's a feature that other people don't have, which we'll also cover later on in this. So they're expecting second half 2025 revenue opportunity of 50 to 75 million. Company plans to activate initial cellular broadband capabilities across the United States, Europe and Japan with AT&T, Rakuten, Verizon and Vodafone using premium low-band wireless spectrum. Ramping up activity under the previous announcement, $43 million US Space Development Agency contract, and signed a new contract with the Defense Innovation Unit for up to $20 million in revenue via a prime contractor for SpaceMobile capabilities with multiple US government agencies in support of government communications over land, sea and air. The gateway equipment booking of $13.6 million in Q1 with expected gateway equipment booking of approximately $10 million on average per quarter during 2025. As precursor to the rollout of the SpaceMobile service. So as these guys start to get more of these satellites up, and we've got worldwide coverage when we have the 243, is this going to be something that a lot of not only the US start using? Do they start giving this access to other armies around the world, their allies, etc.? Is this going to boost up a lot of government contracts? Is this going to bring a lot more revenue in? It's yet to be decided, but clearly if this is an unbreakable signal where they can get signal anywhere around the world, it's going to be something that they're going to utilise on. So that's definitely something I'll be watching in the near future for more and more government contracts. That's going to bring in a decent amount of revenue. Now, this part of the presentation I've done really caught my eye. SpaceMobile two-way broadband video call initial activations in US, Europe and Japan. Two-way broadband video calls using unmodified smartphones enabled by a Block 1 BlueBird satellite over US, Europe and Japan. Currently conducting in-country activations across voice, text, data, video calling and other native cellular capabilities. Now, what this means is they ended up having video calls in different countries that they were able to do. So AT&T had a video call in USA using strictly satellites to mobile phone, no cell towers, it was strictly their satellites. Bearing in mind they only have the 5 smaller BlueBirds in operation at the moment. Once the Block 2s come out, which are a lot bigger, it goes to show how promising this can be if just 5 can do this. So AT&T had a video call in the USA. Verizon had their video call in the USA using these satellites. Rakuten used the same satellites in Japan. And Vodafone did it in Wales, the UK. Now, I can personally speak on that, being from the UK and being on a mountain in Wales. Being in Wales in general, you do not get signal. So this is very, very promising. And it looks very good for them if they're able to do this. So for me, it's got my eyes on this. Operating and capital metrics. So here we can see from the adjusted operation expenses that Q4 to Q1 25, they did go up. But obviously, naturally, the operation expenses, the more satellites going up, the same with the capital expenditure and stuff like that. It's going to be more cost effective. It's just the nature of business. So that increased. The capital expenditure, 124.1 mil in Q1 25. That's obviously down to the property and equipment. This is going to keep on increasing as we keep sending up more satellites. Now, liquidity, they've got 874 million compared to previously having 567 million. Now, it is worth noting that they have an ATM of 500 million. That's the at the market offering. So if this is used to develop, so it's used for satellites, etc. like that, it's going to be fine. But it can be issued at any point, and I don't have to let people know. It can just be issued into the market, which again effectively acts as diluting the shares. So it is something to take into consideration, but it is highly likely that they don't not use this. It's going to happen over the next couple of years. I think this is type of one of those plays where it's going to steadily grow over the next few years, but realistically, if they're not going to be fully operational with all of their satellites till 2028, again, across the way, you hope they're picking up contracts, which is going to help towards the revenue. So the ownership breakdown, the institutions hold a nice position within AST. So that's always good to see. It gives a bit of retail confidence as well. Retail also holds a decent split. As you can see on the screen here, I will post it. There's not a lot of insider holdings at all. So again, that can be seen as good, bad. I mean, at least there's not going to be a lot of movement from the insider. But again, you would like to see confidence in them buying their own stock. So that's something to pay attention for. The financial position and the debt to equity, both looking good, about 0.6 ideally. The lower the better, but it's not too close to 1, meaning it's not super reliant on its debt, which again is another really key metric to see. So then we look at the shareholders. Some really key shareholders here. Some big names: UBS, Vodafone, Charles Schwab, Morgan Stanley, AT&T, BlackRock, Vanguard, Rakuten, and Google. It's one of Google's biggest investments, which is one of the things that I noticed early on. Google hold a huge position of shares on this, which shows so much confidence and which way they're going to go. Do they then start using it and somewhere in their base of business or something? It's definitely something to carry on watching. So here I've organised a little bit of a graph, which is AST versus competitors comparison. And as you can see, I mean, you can go over this yourself and look at it. AST stands out from everybody else in its market line. Again, it just ticks all the right boxes. It is up against people like Starlink, Apple, Lynk. Do you know what I mean? People like that. But I think down the line, I think Space AST have just got such an edge on the rest of the market. That's my opinion. You'll have to let me know what your opinion is. But again, let me know down in the comments. It's gonna, everybody that comments in the videos and likes and subscribes to the channel, we put you into draws, give back to people that give their time to me, and put your views down in the comments. What do you think of this stock? What do you think about going down the line in the future? And again, thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.